Now that we've warmed up a bit and talked about our objectives for today and for the week, let's get to the lesson. Today, I want to focus on the Z sound and on the J sound, the J sound. The reason is because I've noticed that a number of us have a problem with the Z sound and with the J sound as well. And they are a good comparison to work on together. So I thought we would pair them today. The reason why we're having trouble with the Z sound in English is because it doesn't exist in a lot of our languages, such as Spanish or Bangladesh or Korean as well. I'm not trying to pick on anyone's language in particular. I'm just want to make the point that if the English sound doesn't exist in our mother tongue, it's going to be a little bit harder to learn the new sound, but not impossible. So with practice, we can get closer and closer. There are two steps to learning the new sound. The first is to hear it, to be able to recognize the sound. Listening and speaking are very linked. And the second is to practice, to make the sound as much as possible. They say, make it 100 times and it's yours. So try it out, test it, see if it works for you. And our goals here, what are our goals in improving our pronunciation? I've said this before and I want to say it again. The point is not to eliminate our accents. Your accents are a beautiful part of who you are. They tell the story of where you come from. So we don't want to get rid of them completely. And also they're interesting. A lot of native English speakers really enjoy hearing an accent in their mother tongue. It intrigues the ear. I know that I do. So the point isn't to get rid of our accents completely. Instead, it's to be better understood and to better understand spoken English. I say to better understand because in order to make the sound, you first have to hear it. If you can hear the sound, then your listening comprehension will improve. Make sense? Okay, here's an example for you. So when I first moved to Spain, I didn't understand that Spaniards frequently drop the D at the end of the word. So I was hearing this sound like an ow, and I didn't know what it meant. So then I realized that the ow is an auto, A-D-O, with the D dropped. And it comes up a lot. There's a lot of words that end that way, auto or ondo. When I realized that ow is actually auto, then I was able to recognize a lot more words. So for example, the word for ice cream is helado, but people pronounce it as allow. So then I was able to understand that word. That was great. Once I realized this, my listening comprehension improved and my general happiness improved as well. And I was able to understand the word for ice cream, which made me doubly happy. So does that make sense, guys? Yeah? Okay. Do you agree? Okay, great. So now that we've covered the why, let's talk about the how. How do you make the Z sound and the J sound? You can see from these two diagrams that what's going on inside the mouth is very similar. So let's focus on the J sound first, since most of you already know how to do that. Touch your tongue behind your upper teeth on their ridge. There's a bony ridge there. It's called the alveolar ridge, but that's really not important. What's important is that you find it. Find it with your tongue. And then make your tongue a little bit tense and your mouth into an O shape. And then make a sound there. Zzz. Try it. Zzz. So it's an O shape with your lips. Zzz. Great. Very good. And now to move to a Z, we're going to do a very similar thing in there, but the tongue is going to vibrate and we'll make the mouth more into a smile. Zzz. Again, try. Zzz. Very good. Now let's compare the two. Zzz. 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 Great. Very good. You see the shape of my mouth when I'm making the zzz. It's circular, it's round. And when I'm making the zzz, it's like smiling. Zzz. Think of a buzzing bee, a cute little buzzing bee. Maybe this will help. And this guy's smiling, smile like this buzzing bee. Zzz. Good, very good. Don't worry if you're not getting it. We're going to be practicing this a bunch. And really, you may be understanding what's going on, but it takes a while for the understanding to translate into your mouth. There's these new pathways that are being built in your mind in order to be able to move your mouth that way. Does it feel uncomfortable making these sounds? For the Z sound, yeah, that's great. That's really good. That means you're doing it right. Good job. Okay, so now let's watch this video. I'm thinking that it might help you understand a little bit better just to hear somebody explain it in a different way, okay? So what did you think of the video? Did it make more sense? Great. Okay, let's hear it again. Zzz, with the round, and zzz, with the smile. Very good. Sounding better already, guys. Good. There's a link to this video that's up on Canvas in case you want to see it again, okay? So now let's move on to looking at some words that have some J words and some Z words side by side so we can compare the two sounds, okay? Does everybody have a handout? Great. Jinsuk, would you mind starting us off with number 1?